Electric car maker Tesla may enter the Indian market very soon. When asked about plans to enter India on Twitter, CEO Elon Musk said that he was hoping for a launch this summer. The announcement follows a visit from India's Transport and Highways Minister to Tesla's plant last year. Tesla is planning several expansions in 2017, including in Portugal, South Korea, and New Zealand. Well, for more on the global auto industry, let's bring in Ashly Knapp from AutoAdvisor.com. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good evening.
Now let's start with China, which is the world's largest and most profitable car market. What sort of trends are you seeing in the industry there?
Well, they've got an awful lot of billionaires and millionaires, so what we're looking at there is ultra luxury. And the automakers are piling in super high tech with that ultra luxury, so we're seeing a lot of $100,000 cars selling in China. The next trend is electric cars for the middle class and the lower class because they want to leapfrog our pollution and petroleum troubles.
Now, as you mentioned with luxury brands, we know that China has really been a battleground, especially for BMW and Mercedes. How is competition among the luxury brands there and overseas?
Well, it's really quite hot right now, uniquely hot. A matter of fact, many automakers will introduce brands particularly to the Chinese market, to the Asian market, that they haven't brought into Europe or to the United States. So this is a startling trend.
Now let's also turn to some of the global leaders. Despite being plagued with an emissions cheating scandal, Germany's Volkswagen still managed to take the top spot from Toyota to become the world's biggest car maker. What do you attribute that to?
Well, it's fantastic marketing, but it really is also distribution. You know, having cars in places where sales can be made more worldwide. And lastly, the auto press really didn't condemn them for gassing the world. You know, this kind of cheating is horribly insulting to technology, to corporations. It's just horrible, and they haven't been condemned enough. I think the sales are due to a momentum of the company's image, simply that.
Now, as we look at some of the momentum around the world, especially in this industry, we've seen that US President Donald Trump is really pushing to have more car makers manufacture in the US. How is that playing out across the industry?
Well, a few projects that are really going to go overseas or head to Mexico or maybe Canada might stay here in the United States. But frankly, it's a worldwide industry. The progression was set long before Trump or even Obama. Sharing technology worldwide is really the way to go. So it'll have some effect, but between robotics and best international build, we're not going to see that many jobs come back here or stay here. They're going to be shared.
So do you think that that's putting a lot of pressure on companies then, or was that momentum already in place?
That momentum was in place, and it has put pressure on companies, and some companies are going to make some image moves. Some companies are announcing jobs in the United States that were going to be here anyway just because it looks good now. So some is image, some is to look good to the presidency, but really corporations must do what they have to do to fulfill the marketplace.
Now, looking at what's happening ahead, we know that with the dawning of internet-connected car technologies and some of these autonomous vehicles, a lot of people are wondering then, how close are we to a revolution in the auto industry?
Well, what's interesting is we're having revolutionary cars come out now, but I've not seen one autopilot that I think is near perfected. I've been a driver, then turned the switches on to automated cars. While I see they're substantially perfected, they're not ready for show yet. Then you have to have a substantial number of these cars in the marketplace, maybe a third of the marketplace to 50%, to see the effect of the automated car in the marketplace. I think we're a minimum of 7 years away, with a lot of wealthy people buying the technological toys to play with, but we're 7, maybe 10 years from seeing an increase in flow in traffic on the same road.
We are racing to get these very high-tech vehicles onto the market first. So between the traditional brands and some of these new, who's really winning that race?
Now, the traditional automakers are looking good, but oh my God, it is somewhat easy to build a car today because of computers and robotics and the brilliant engineering that goes along with this. So once everybody learns to build a body and suspension, automated cars, maybe they should be sold in appliance stores like Best Buy, because they're not going to need what dealerships offer with all that internal combustion technology. So I'm excited for the near-term future. I think these new car companies are really going to be scary in the next 10 years.
Well, we'll certainly have to see what consumers have to say about that. We'll have to leave that there. Thank you so much for joining us. Ashly Knapp from AutoAdvisor.com.